Good morning, everybody. A sunny but still cold Friday in Colorado. And today I am the Gabb. We are doing something a little different. Everybody knows that two people near and dear to me are Amy and Dustin Barrett, who own tables. I've known them since getting together, since coming to Denver, since strings, since tables was a little sandwich shop to a great restaurant that did very well, and they decided to end it. And Bistro Vendome, you have heard, has come in to replace it. This is not about Bistro Vendome, where I think we've all been. I was there. We'll ask Amy and Dustin. This is a little bit about life after restaurants. Good morning, guys. How are you? That's a very big
morning.
I usually say, that's somebody from. So, yeah, I like it for you. And the one thing I will say to start with is I was at Bistro Vendome last night, and it's totally different in looks, blah, 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 and all that, which I think is good. So I didn't weep saying it's not, I mean, strings will always be strings to me.
Yeah.
But here, at least I can make a separation, a connection, which I think is brilliant.
I think you did a great job.
Yeah, we're
fantastic.
proud of it. We're proud of it for the neighborhood. And I think it's going to be hugely successful.
Yeah,
well, I do too. And it's fun to know that, well, I at least know how to get there. My car goes automatically. And I can go back, and even some of the same help. Okay, life after restaurants, guys, tell me.
What are we doing? We are recuperating from 17 years of restaurant business. No.
We had to rest for a little while.
We took a minute off.
And we took a breath and kind of laid low and spent some time with our daughter, and that was kind of the plan, was to just get a little bit more into family life and figure out something to do that we love, but not sort of all inclusive of a, of a business.
I think anybody, even a customer now, knows the restaurant business isn't what it was. And if you talk to Beth, at Bistro Vendome, she'll tell you what might have been easier when you did it is much more complicated because of whatever restaurant you're in. And I realized it was a perfect time to get out.
Yeah, I think all these things that you just said are a huge catalyst to what made us say, are we going to change everything we've been doing for 17 years? Or are we going to say, we did a great 17 years and now it's time for us to do something else? And I think that is what pushed us and convinced us, it was just the right time, for tables to be tables, and that's how we remember it, and we didn't have to change it to anything that we didn't want it to be.
We felt like we sat down and talked about, changing and pivoting and doing all that stuff, but we were like, we only have 4 years left with our daughter before she goes off to college. And, that would really take away any time, even more so, that we have with her. And, we can't get that time back. And so, like Dustin said, it was a good time.
Okay, what are you going to do, big man?
I'm going to go start a home inspection business. So another way to help people and find, that big purchase of theirs. And really, I've always been interested in it. And I worked on all the systems in a house in a restaurant. And so it kind of just helps me be me, help people, and, do something that I'm super interested in.
Okay, do you have a name?
The company name is going to be called Above Grade Home Inspections. And we're just starting out. I'm certified. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna start doing inspections. The real estate market right now is a little slower, and when it picks up in the next couple months, hopefully I start getting real busy.
Okay, well, how does somebody get in touch with you, or how does somebody know about you?
So my phone number is 303-520-4271, and that's how we're doing it right now. Eventually, we're building a website, and we can schedule online and do all that. We're getting all that organized as we speak. And so, you know, a lot of the business is going to come from homeowners and buyers and real estate agents, mostly real estate agents. So hopefully I do the right marketing gimmick and get out there and get my name into real estate agent's pocket, and they can pull it out and we can do a deal. And
I mean, I think
do an inspection.
the relationship between an inspector and a realtor and real estate broker and or a buyer is one that's really important. You know, I mean, you have to have trust, and you know, that inspector has to really know what they're doing. And Dustin, like he said, you know, I mean, he, you know, at the restaurant for 17 years, like that's what he did. He knew how to do plumbing. He knew how to do electrical. He knew how to do all of those things. And growing up on a ranch, it sort of was like that too. And so, you know, I mean, this certification took, you know, like 5 months for him to do, 4 months.
Okay, Dustin, when, well, as an inspector is usually used by the buyer, the seller hopes you have a lousy one. The buyer wants you to have a really good one.
Right.
Do you inspect I'm asking individual houses, or like I live in a condo, or in.
So condo is a little bit more involved. I'm going to start out with, you know, single family homes, duplexes, those kind of things, those, how they're built and the foundations of those. And it's just different than condo, you know, because condos, you're kind of sharing systems with a lot of different residences. And so it's a little bit different of an inspection. But as far as now, I'm going to stick with single family homes, duplexes, things on like their own plot of land.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess condos different too.
Townhomes, right? Yeah. Condos are different because you don't like own the land you're on. This is how I kind of like discriminate them. But
no, I understand. But and each condo is different than the next one.
Yeah, of course.
But it's nice to know this is exactly what you do. You don't go in and do any individual work along the way. It's strictly inspections.
Yeah, there's no, it's kind of in the industry, it's kind of frowned upon to go in and say, this is wrong. And then, oh, I can fix it for you for this other fee. So it's kind of, you don't want to commingle the things like separation of church and state. You don't want to have, you know, a conflict of interest in any way. So we go in looking for things that need to be fixed or cosmetic things, safety issues. We're not code inspectors, but we know the code. And so we're looking to make sure that, you know, you're walking into a property and you're not surprised to, you know, find a leaky pipe or a gas leak or a furnace that's on its way out. You know, you just spent all this money and now you are kind of on the hook for more. So we're there to explain where the water shutoff is, how your systems work in your new home. So we really encourage homeowner or the home buyers to come with us for the inspection, follow me around, ask me questions. Sure. You know, like I can really explain. We're not experts in anything, but we know a lot about a lot of things. And so if we find something that needs to be mended or something needs to be fixed, we steer you in the direction of, you need to find a professional to come in and work on your furnace or fix a leaky pipe or change your electrical to something that's either safer or more modern.
Right.
Those kind of things.
Wow. I know it can be a big thing because I know some people just were selling houses and it becomes, I mean, they found a leak in the gas line or something that you have to fix.
And, you know, I would say to home sellers that it's probably a good idea to have a home inspector come in and go through. So you're not surprised. You can adjust, maybe you adjust the price, or maybe you make that fix before a home buyer walks in and says, oh my God, this is terrible, and walks away from the deal. I
totally agree. I think if you fix small things, that's great. Or if you say we're not doing blah, 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 we're lowering the price.
Right.
It's great too, like what Dustin said about like having the buyer be there and ask somebody to have an inspector that wants to answer your questions, because that's the time for you really to get to know your potential house. And, you know, you're going to live in it. You're going to, you know, be there, you know, you would want to know those ins and outs and, you know, shut offs and systems and,
I still don't know mine, so it's okay.
right.
That's why I call a friend.
That's right. Call me up. I'll come over.
And then,
That
and then
was technically not for me. That was technically my question. That I just didn't want to get there without your saying so, is if somebody watching this video knows that they need something fixed, can you do that without being an overall inspector?
Well, I don't think I'm going to get into the handyman business
Okay.
anytime soon. Yeah.
I
I
don't
fix
know.
a lot of my own stuff, but as far as those type of things, you really do need to carry some kind of insurance to.
Oh,
I
okay.
come in and I fix something and it breaks and you sue me and I don't have insurance for it, I'm in trouble.
Well, just cook a sandwich. And bring it.
Okay, I'll stick to the food for for the masses.
And do you miss cooking?
I do. We cook a lot at home, and I think that it's definitely different. I would say it's one of the biggest struggles we find. You know, you think it's so easy, but we used to have a restaurant to go to, and you grab a steak and you come home and you cook it, or
we
you
live 2 blocks away from,
right. So now you have to be like, well, what are we shopping for? What do you mean shopping? It's all here. No, it's not here anymore.
See the trauma that we live with.
Yeah.
And the other problem
If
is
that's the hardest decision we have to make all day, I guess we're lucky.
the other thing that's funny is that we have a hard time cooking. You know, we're a family of 3, so it's like we're done, and it's like, I mean, we could have 8 people over to eat.
I got to eat at your house, and I really would love to come back because I had food for a week.
That's right. Open
It was
invitation.
like going to a restaurant where they had really big portions of the
right, exactly, family style.
You caught this early. That was really early too. I've gotten a little bit better.
I
don't cook for 20.
Well, there was food for 20. I'm sitting there.
I cook for more like 10 for 3 people. So I've cut it in half.
Oh, good. I mean, there's Callie and me, who are not the 2 biggest people in the world. And there's you, who certainly isn't. I'm looking at that food thinking, seriously?
Well,
But it was great leftovers too. And Lady Amy, what are you doing?
You know, I have been spending some more time with Tally, you know, whether she likes it or not, now that she's a teenager. You know, I mean, she's like, what do you mean? I'm in high school now, and you're gonna be here more, you know, but it gives us the opportunity to really be around her. They say, you know, people have always said, oh, you know, when they're little, that's really the time that you need to, you know, nurture your child and be with your child, which for sure. But, you know, her being in high school and you see all these changes, she needs us around, you know, and so that's really
important. Does not think so.
She doesn't think so, whether she thinks so or not. Yeah.
Right. You know, and East High School has been going through some, you know, some pains and struggles right now, and with, you know, all this gun stuff. And so, you know, it enables us to comfort her. You know, we made cookies last week when they were off, and things that we just are grateful for now, knowing that we can do those things with her. In terms of work, you know, I'm trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. I think that I found a good path for me. There is a woman in town, and her name is Beth Hawkins, and she is a food stylist, and she is pretty much the one. She's been doing it for a really long time, and I've been working with her, you know, doing food styling, and she's teaching me, and I think it's a great way for me to, you know, with my relationship with food, to like continue that kind of in a different way. And I'm learning a lot, and you know, it's just me. It's not 25 employees, which, you know, I mean, I loved, and I wouldn't change the past at all, but I think this is a really good, fun, I come home and I'm excited and I'm learning, and it's really
you could teach us all. I take pictures every night, and they're pretty bad.
Yeah, it's funny now too, like seeing ads and things. I'm like, oh, I would maybe put that piece of cheese in a different spot, or, you know, so it's very interesting. But
or the camera at a different angle.
Yeah, and so it's just something different, but still able to keep my hands with food and do something different.
And you're not going to make the salad dressing?
Yes, that's something that we actually made a batch
Last week, we made a batch?
week, a batch so that we could have it because we miss it a lot.
Well, I guess I need to come over again and
Yeah,
jump it.
and so yes, so that is in the works. It's a lot more involved. You know, now I have to go back to the city and get licenses and wholesaling and all this kind of stuff. But yes, so then the next goal is to go back to making the Table's Delight sauce, which is the sauce that we had on the tuna tartare tables. And this way everybody will be able to make tuna tartare and salad dressing and, and all those things at home with the Table's Delight. So
I use it as a salad dressing.
Right.
I don't think I'm making tuna tartare. That went the way of tables and strings.
Right, exactly.
I think I've had the last, unless Dustin is cooking for 14 again.
Yeah, come in. Maybe we'll invite more people.
So all in all, it's been a different new career experience life, but less hectic. And it sounds like you are really enjoying it.
We are. For sure.
We get to go out and enjoy restaurants instead of running one.
That's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
This was the first Valentine's Day we figured out that we were off in like 23 years. You know, we were like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. And somebody said, are you going to go out then for Valentine's Day? And we were like, no.
Why would you? It's easier to be home on Valentine's Day.
Right.
That's right.
Or New Year's.
That's right.
You know, you're a delight before, now, always, in the future. And I know everybody wants to keep in touch with you. Maybe we'll just have you do a big catering party and have some fun in a yard, but whatever, just to be in touch. And I do think we all, and you said it in the beginning as well as me, that we wish Bistro Vendome nothing but the best. And they did the best job. When you lose something, whether it's you or a customer, and you're sad, when I walked in and I saw how beautiful they did it.
Yeah.
If I'm speaking correctly, and how they really care. And I think they really care about tables.
Yes, and the people and the neighborhood. It's really wonderful.
There were some people sitting like 2 tables down, and I overheard the first thing. We live a few blocks away. We always go to tables. This is, you know, and they loved it and said, well, but everybody there said, oh, the floor is different. Oh, this is different. And it was all in relationship. You are not forgotten at all. Yes. Okay. Again, give me the details of your company so people will know if they're listening.
Okay, Above Grade Home Inspections. And the number is 303-520-4271. And we're going to be getting going and doing inspections and helping people out.
Well, it sounds great. And is there a number you have for your work or not?
You could just go to Beth Hawkins Food Styling. You can find her on Instagram, or you can find her on Facebook. You can also call my number, which is 970-389-3195.
Mine is punch the dial. And everybody who is watching, please subscribe and like to the Gabb, G-A-B-B, on YouTube. This will be on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and love you both to death.
Love you too, Gabby.
All weekend. Talk to you soon, and everybody else, be well and hope for sunshine. See you all soon. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.